Hello, everybody. Welcome to Courage Talks. Welcome to Courage TV. My name is Joshua, Joshman, and I'm back to be your host. Today, I'm with a friend, a brother, an elder brother, someone I really look up to, someone with so much of experience in life, someone with a heart to just help people out there, so vulnerable, so honest. Today I want to introduce all of y'all to my brother Sam. Sam, welcome to this show. Welcome to Courage TV, Courage Talks. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about a very such an important topic. We don't like to talk about this much, but I believe that today, many people who are going to be watching this, you will be touched, and I believe we will all learn something today. So, the topic that we're going to be covering today is called How Do You Overcome Pornography Addiction? So, I'll say it again. How do you overcome pornography addiction? Dun, dun, dun. So, anyways, Sam, welcome, and could you please introduce yourself, a little bit about yourself, your family, and yeah, man, take it away, bro.
Hey, thanks, Josh. I'm so humbled by all that you told said to everyone about me. Very kind words. Uh, I'm just, I'm not a pro. I'm just a bro. Okay, so I'm a good friend of Josh. We are working together on a few things, writing great catalogs. Josh is doing an amazing job with Courage, the Courage Catalog website. A
Thanks,
lot
bro.
of articles there.
Yep.
And this thing we are doing on Courage TV,
Yep.
different topics, different articles to encourage people. So
Mm.
my name is Samuel. You can call me Sam. I'm a father of 4 children. My wife and I, we've been married for 16 years.
Wow.
We have 4 children between the ages of 6 to 15. So we got 2 teenagers and 2 children. Our teenagers, we are privileged to have 2 teenagers who are on the autism spectrum, special needs children.
Okay.
And we have been blessed to, you know, bring them up in a way that a lot of people, non-conventional ways, like they call it.
Mm.
Yes, Josh, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, just if you want to know more about what autism is, recently there was an article that was written in the New Straits Times. It was written about Sam's family and the struggles they went through from the start, and basically their whole journey. So as I was reading that article, Sam, to be honest, bro, I was in tears, bro, because I mean, like we hear about what autism is, but to be honest, I never really paid attention, bro. But when I read that article, bro, I was like, my goodness, they're going through so much, and to be able to rise above your struggles and your needs, bro, it reminds me of Jesus, man. When Jesus was on that boat, he rose above that those storms, and he there was a peace within him, bro. Even though there was so much of things happening, and he was able to just speak to those storm. I mean, it's the peace within you, and I believe that even in your
Yeah.
situation, Sam, that God has equipped you and your wife with the grace to handle this, because it is impossible. It's such a difficult situation, man. And hats off to you and your wife. I have mad respect for y'all, bro. Honestly, I really look up to y'all.
Thank you. Truly humbled by that.
Yeah, man. Amazing. And guys, like this article is actually it is out on the Courage Catalog website. So if you go to thecouragecatalog.com, and you will see the picture of Sam's family, you click on the link, and that link will direct you to the original article in the New Straits Times online website. So you guys should really check out this website, this article on autism. Beautifully written article. Okay, coming back to the topic. Sorry, bro, got a bit sidetracked there. Went off track a bit. I just want people to know. I mean the struggles that you guys go through and how you're overcoming this every day. It's beautiful, man. Okay, bro. In your words, Steve, what is porn addiction? In your words, your opinion.
Okay, Josh, I'm going to use Wikipedia unashamedly.
Yep.
Okay, many will not agree with me. Okay, many will not agree with me when I cite Wiki,
Yep.
but somehow this has been the best. Okay, so here it goes. Pornography addiction, according to Wiki,
Yep.
is an addiction model of compulsive behavior
Mm,
or compulsive sexual activity with concurrent use of pornographic material, despite negative consequences to one's physical, mental, social, and financial well-being.
mm.
So neither DSM-5 or ICD-11 classify pornography as a mental disorder addiction. I'm familiar with DSM-5 because they use that to identify different disorders. Unfortunately, pornography is not one of it.
I
So
see.
Wiki also states, Josh, that
Mm,
this problematic internet pornography viewing is so problematic that for an individual, uh, it causes for many reasons, including the excessive time spent viewing pornography instead of interacting with others, and it kind of like procrastinates what you need to do as a person instead of meeting people and hanging out.
mm.
It just keeps you away from society, right?
Okay.
And then there is this huge financial consequences, and you need to take note of this because being locked into your laptop or watching porn for so many hours, you
Mm.
lose your job, you lose your interest in people, a lot of things, because of excessive internet pornography viewing has caused problems to your social life, Josh. Yeah,
I see. It kind of makes you like socially awkward and stuff, right, bro?
yeah, yeah,
Porn
yeah.
addiction. Yeah. Okay, bro. So like many addictions, pornography addiction, it has its roots or rather like a starting premise, bro. So what do you think the root of porn addiction is, man?
Okay, I'm going to talk about myself, my route.
Yep.
You see, I always believe that starting place, that premise,
Mm,
uh, that source. Okay, so before the addiction becomes an addiction,
mm,
we need to search and find about the source. So, in the context of today's topic, what is the source of pornographic addiction, right? So my source, Josh, was fear. So you might say, hey, what's fear versus pornography?
yep.
So my fear as a young adult many years ago, maybe 25, 20 years ago,
Mm,
was this. I would be a lesser man, you
mm,
know. In the future, if I'm not sexually active now, 25, 22, I will be a lesser man in the future. What will happen to me in the future? So I'm not even talking about being immoral or addicted yet. Okay.
mm.
So to overcome this fear, I needed to be confident and confident sexually, Josh. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm, 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 mm,
Be
mm.
confident sexually.
Okay. So so basically it was fear. Fear that when you became like for example when you stepped into marriage or when you stepped into a relationship, the fear of not being able to be a man, like because men are we are fueled by confidence and ego, bro. So you were scared like as a young adult that if you don't gain this confidence you will be lesser than a man lah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see. So what gave you this sexual confidence, bro, later on?
Okay. So for me, for men like me, this 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 confidence for me comes from being knowledge driven. We look for knowledge,
Mm,
right? Therefore, my sexual confidence is
yep.
in sexual knowledge,
I
right?
see.
So,
I
how do
see.
we get this knowledge, this sexual knowledge? We look at visual portrayals of found in pornography and internet pornography. So men like me are more information oriented. So we'll do things like, hey, that movie, that sex scene was cut out. How does it look like? Let's go and search in the internet. So that's the kind of man that I am or we are, right?
I
For
see.
some men, Josh, for some men,
Mm.
okay, their sexual confidence comes from action, like how many uh, how many times they had sex in a week, or the number of sexual partners they have had before. So they
Mm.
are all target oriented.
I see. I see. I see. Interesting, bro. Because why I can say that is the way that we even myself and a couple of us when you approach life, bro. It's about how many stories you can tell. Like, macha, I did this with this girl,
Yeah.
and I snuck this girl into my room,
Typical. Yeah. Yeah.
and like, eh, then everybody say, "Oi, bro, you're the man," So that gives you that sense of, like, I have this bag of stories and adventures under my belt. So now, like I'm the man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm the man. Kind of thing. Is it something like that, bro? Like
That is so true, because just listening to the stories
yeah,
can cause arousal. Wow, the guy
yes,
did that, man. So
correct.
like that's so true, Josh. So what this kind of the men you just mentioned, including yourself, and then many of us are also like that,
Yes.
is what we call the adrenaline oriented men.
Mm,
Okay, so they are more like experience. So for me, Josh, what I did not realize is that through this sexual habit, I've developed what I didn't realize is I've actually developed a neural pathway where every time I look at pornography, it gave me a weird form of happiness. Like, wow, that's nice. That's pleasure in your heart. That's happiness in the beginning. But of course, at the end of it, you feel disgust. So here's a pattern that I've developed over the years: happy, pleasure, and then disgust. Happy, pleasure, and then disgust. So
mm.
that was my pattern for a long time. Yeah.
So it's basically when you watch porn, you feel stimulated and happy for that particular moment. Then when everything is done, you feel a sense of shame and guilt and what the heck did I just do? Do I even need to
Yeah.
do something like this?
Yeah.
And it's kind of it it everything like just dies down, right, bro? Like it's like you think it will take you to another level of highness, but actually it just is like a buzzkill. Everything just falls apart right after that.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah, I
So true.
mean, just to pick up from what you're saying, bro. Like, for example, you see when you're talking about this happiness and all that, right? So, when you watch porn and stuff, bro, there's certain region in your brain that actually gets stimulated, and that region of your brain, bro, it's interesting. It is when it also happens, right, when you actually take nicotine, coke, and also alcohol is the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
region that gets stimulated. Okay, bro. The same stimulation happens when you actually watch porn. And this was a research that was conducted, bro, and it's called Neuroscience of Internet Pornography Addiction, conducted in 2015 by four researchers. And it's quite a famous research because it's cited by a lot of journals and online bloggers, lah, bro.
Yeah.
So, like, pretty interesting to me because you watch porn, one region of your mind of your brain is stimulated, and then when you take alcohol or like nicotine, coke, is the same region.
Same
So,
region.
your thoughts, Chief?
You see, Josh, you know why I love this you just cited a research. This is
Yep.
a very popular research you said. It's so true. You know why I love this research? Not because I'm an information person. It's because they use one keyword, and
Yep.
that keyword, Josh, is what we call uh, uh, craving. The keyword they use was craving.
I see.
You know,
I see. Could you explain a little bit more on that, bro? What do you mean by craving? Yeah, in that sense.
the reality, Josh, when we go to school. Okay,
Yeah.
we go to school, we go to university, we do postgraduate, graduate, we go to work, we meet difficult bosses, annoying colleagues, and then we also meet some very tough people along the way, some rough people along the way, difficult family members at home, demanding parents, annoying best friends,
Yep.
and probably bullied by them also. So
Yeah.
there's this challenge, this new mental uh, and emotional pain that comes from all these challenges. Okay, this develops over the years.
Mm.
Then for many of us, bro, we may have been hurt or uh, uh, you know we may have been hurt or abused as a child. So this is what we call the foundational or childhood brokenness, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay. So from what I understand, bro, is like you face new challenges, like what you said, when we go to school, university, I mean new challenges, workplace and stuff like that. This is new emotional pain. And then you have old emotional pain like child brokenness and what you have gone through in the past as a kid. So let's say, for example, if that is not dealt with, and then this new pain emerges, this new pain basically not, I don't know whether the right word is amplifies, it basically exposes what has already been broken. Is
yeah,
that true, bro?
so true. Yes, so true. Exactly as you said it, bro. Because you see, for me, I medicated both this new pain and old pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I medicate? With the most accessible, the cheapest, the known form of medicine or drug,
Mm.
which gave me pleasure and happiness in the beginning. This drug or medicine that we call internet pornography,
I
right?
see.
So this was my craving, right? Like what the
Mm.
researchers say. Whenever
Oh,
there's pain, this is my craving, right?
okay. Okay.
Every time I feel disrespected or unloved, uncared
Mm.
for, lonely. So I went back to visiting what gave me this confidence because I was craving for that, this known drug or medicine. So what's supposed to be a medication, supposed to heal me,
Mm.
turned me into a porn addict so
Wow.
subtly. And so by default, you become an immoral person. A porn addict is an immoral person, let's face it. Okay.
Mm.
So I want to acknowledge here that from the time you understood your source, your wrong confidence, or your misunderstood, misconceived confidence, your medication and later addiction, all this, if you go to church, if you come from a church like ours, Christian context, we call it the lies of the enemy, the
Yep.
bad guy, the devil. We believe that this devil whispers into our ears, into our male ego and pride. So basically, it doesn't have to do anything. Okay, so things like you need to have a lot of money, you need to have a lot of things, material things, you need to have a lot of women, a lot of sex. Okay, to feel confident, all the performance, just to cover up the real problem. That's the lie of the enemy, we call it,
Yep.
right?
Wow.
Yeah.
There's there's some heavy stuff, bro. Okay. So brings me to my next question, bro. Like a lot of us when we face this, we live in denial, bro. Sometimes we don't want to acknowledge that we have a problem.
Yeah.
So how, bro, how did you recognize, or rather how did you come to a realization that you had an addiction problem, bro?
Okay. I am like any other man.
Yeah.
My pride and ego was hurt. And worse still, because I'm a Christian, I come from a church-going family home. So I was in church, and I was doing the Christian things. Therefore, I thought nothing can affect me. Nothing.
Yep.
That was my life's biggest lie and hypocrisy. Okay.
Wow.
So you see, Josh, bro, most guys like me, we know we are addicted to porn.
Mm.
No doubt about that. Okay, we just know it. So we either avoid talking about it because it deals with our male dignity. What if they know about me? Then
Mm.
my value goes down. Or we hide. We go like, hey, I'm okay, I'm okay. All men do it. All men do it. Okay. So we love to like compartmentalize our life. Like basically, like I'm different. I was different in church. I'm
Mm.
praising, worshiping, and then when I'm with my family, I'm a different person. I'm a good husband, good father, that cheery father, right? And then when I'm at work, I'm another person.
Mm.
Yet in another life, I'm a miserable porn addict, right? So, but that's for us, those who know that we are addicted to porn. There are few of us men, few of us who still don't know that we are addicted to porn. That's the sad part, right?
Mm.
So they are not, this few men, my dear brothers, I love you so much. This is your answer. Those of you who think you're not addicted, this is your answer. This is the answer that we give. Are you ready, Josh?
Yes, bro. I'm waiting, bro.
So what's the problem? Unity is art. What? That is the unstandard answer.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep. Yep.
what pornography? What do you mean by pornography? Unity is art. What? Come on. I agree, Josh. I agree with you. I agree with them. I love them to bits. I've helped men who come from not knowing, not understanding to understanding and overcoming. But listen, unity is not the problem. I agree with you. But ogling at unity a maximum of 3 to 4 hours a day, looking at unity is the problem. So if you're looking, then you have an addiction, right?
Mm. So, bro, are you trying to say that nudity is okay? So that means if as long as I don't Google on a certain nude scene or nudity for 3 4 hours, then that tantamounts to addiction. But then if I do it like for 10 seconds or 1 minute, then that's okay. Maybe a bit of clarity on that, bro.
I think I didn't present that idea of nudity well earlier. So I'm not endorsing nudity, or I'm not endorsing or not endorsing. Okay, we need to understand culture first.
Yep.
So, like in the Western culture, all through history,
Mm.
they had a great sense of appreciation for the human body. Okay, so it's like God given. And remember, they were Christians. So all through Renaissance, Enlightenment periods, enchantment periods, the golden age of Elizabeth. It's all about the human being glorified. So that includes the human body, the nude human body.
Yep.
So you see paintings of that in that culture.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so that's the Western culture, open.
Yep.
In the more Eastern culture, is closed. Okay, uh, uh, these sexual tales like Kama Sutra, nobody really talks about it unless in the recent days they made a movie about it and all that.
Mm.
But back in the days, it's a material that was very exclusive to older people who are married. Probably the royals or the nobles, people of high stature in the society. But nobody talks about it because it has some very um, explicit and sensitive material in it. So
Yep.
people don't talk about it. So that's culture, Eastern Western culture. So it's
Mm.
there. Nudity is there. Okay.
Okay.
Again, I'm not endorsing it, but it's there. Then coming to our time and place, we have things like TV and media and movies where it's there lah. You suddenly you're watching a movie, then this men and women making out, for example, and then you want to watch that, like, wow, why is that exciting? And if a lot of men will stop and watch or slow mo the video. Okay, a lot
Yep.
of men.
Yep.
There are some men who are very analytical, rational. They know this is fake. Don't tell me two people are really having intercourse. They know that. Then they read up things like how the actors are preparing themselves to do a sex scene or
Mm-mm.
steam. Okay, they probably wear an baju that looks like they're naked, or they cover certain parts, but then it looks like it's the sexual organs and all that. But that is uh, the time and place we are now. Okay,
Yep.
so culture, our current place. So when you look at all this, it's there on your face.
Yep.
The third thing I want to say is, how do you respond to culture, one, and how do you respond to our current times,
Yes.
right? So it's thrown in your face, especially this time and days where we have overload of information. How are you going to say yes or no? So that is a decision that we men need to make. Okay, and most of us, we know that when we are put in that place, like you're watching a movie and then suddenly you see a sex scene. If you're watching it alone, and then there's a tendency to slow it down and see, wow, this is something I want to see, then there is an addiction pattern.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, there is an addiction pattern if you slow down, if you stop and watch uh, anything that has to do with nudity.
Okay. So basically what you're trying to say is, bro, like temptation, nude scenes, nudity is out there. Is memang there. But decision lies in our hands on how we interpret the information that is presented to us. So, like you said, bro, basically, you're watching a Netflix show, come to a sex scene, it's your decision to make whether you want to forward it to avoid the nude scene, or a pattern may emerge if you suddenly slow it down. You are lingering there. You kind of like what's happening, the kind of emotions that are being stimulated and stuff like that, right, bro? Something like that in a
Yeah,
nutshell.
yeah. So you might say, okay, so all this male sexuality, it's how is that, how do we, I'm given this sexuality, this drive. We are sex beings, okay? That's the one thing we need to understand. We're given this sex drive. So how is that? Why is that? So we need to understand our bodies. So our bodies are made for that one woman, for that wife that you will Google at, you
Yep.
know, her naked body is what you need to see and think.
Yep.
That's how we are wired, right?
Come on, lah, bro.
That's one. But there's also something called delayed gratification, meaning uh, as much as we desire a wife that way, that's why we have the sexual senses and all that, our desire, our hormones, is for that one person. At the same time, we also respect and honor the person because of what we call delayed gratification. So we put, while we have desire, we have needs to be met, we also honor the other person who is in this sexual journey, who is your wife lah, for the man. Okay, so yeah, so for me, my this journey is very important because part of the healing is because of my wife. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you mentioned it, bro, when we were having a conversation. And I find it like super amazing that your wife was actually involved in actually giving you a solution when it came to you overcoming this problem of porn addiction, bro. Maybe you wanna, share some of your thoughts and what actually happened.
My wife who encouraged me to join this men's group in church.
Mm,
They were starting a men's program in 2014. So she was the one who encouraged me to go for this. Yeah.
I see. I see.
Yep.
Bro, I just want to interject and ask you,
Sure.
this, bro, like honestly, right, bro.
I know what's coming.
So I mean, like, if let's say like my girlfriend, or let's say if I'm married, my wife catches me watching porn. I mean, not even catches lah. I mean, like, in your case, she actually encouraged you to help you find a solution to the problem. But like, I don't know, man. This is like, I would be embarrassed, bro. Like, let's say if someone found out that I was having this problem. I mean, like, bro, how did that happen, man? Like, hats off, lah, bro. To be honest.
Okay. So there are two things I want to share. Uh, okay, bro. Two things.
Yes.
Two important things. Both must be done. Okay.
Okay.
First thing is check and see whether your wife or girlfriend can handle through. Okay. Some of our wives and girlfriends, they may have had their own experiences, not very good experiences,
Mm.
or maybe their father or their brother had a porn addiction. So they're kinder to the men they're going to marry or the men they're married to,
Okay.
right? You know that. For some women, they have no idea
Mm.
how rotten or how sexually uh, um, immoral a man can be, right? We
Mm.
know how immoral we can get. I don't
Correct.
like to. It's not a dishonoring label. It's just that we know ourselves. We know, okay, this is something I'm struggling with.
Correct.
So some women don't know, and they when they found out the person, the man that they love, the man they are married to, and they find out that, hey, this is the man I love, I trust, and here is he's having a porn addiction, and if that destroys them, I rather not tell.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
first place to check whether they are able to handle the information or not.
Mm.
Okay, so don't be the remember, they are not all our wives are trained to listen to such information. Okay, be discerning lah. Number
Mm.
two, if you are not able to share, or if you are sharing, either way,
Mm.
we still need to confess. We need to talk about this problem, if it's a problem, to someone else, to a group of other men,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
That we'll cover that later, but
Sure.
please,
Sure.
if it comes to telling your girlfriend or not, you can choose. But when it comes to sharing with other men, that
Mm.
one you can't choose. Better not choose. Just go for it, get healed, and come out free. Yeah, Josh?
Hmm. Oh, some heavy stuff,
Heavy,
bro.
heavy.
Heavy, heavy. This crazy, lah, bro. Yeah, but I guess it makes sense because when you shine light into darkness, that's where healing actually takes place. When you expose, when you're honest and you open up, I think that's
That's
where the
right.
healing takes place, lah, bro. Yeah. So, bro, how did you overcome this pornography addiction, bro?
I'm glad you asked the question. Okay, so
The main question, lah.
okay, that's $1 million question. Huh? All
Yeah.
right. Okay, like I said, I didn't know. I'm this pride, proud guy. I have a lot of ego. I'm this church-going guy. I want to, all that. So actually, my journey of recovery started in church. Like I said, Christian context. We
Mm.
go to a church. So what happened is, at the end of 2011, exactly 10 years ago,
Mm.
my wife and that time our three children, we moved to a new church in PG, Petaling Jaya. So it is in this new church,
Yep.
now it's our home church,
Mm.
I found trustworthy leaders. Okay, bro, very important. Not just trustworthy, but they are willing to help and not condemn. See, sometimes
Mm.
we have trustworthy leaders, they are willing to help, but they one side they're like secretly condemning you. So that doesn't go well with someone who needs help with pornography addiction. Okay. So
I
I
see.
had the blessings of these people, these leaders who are willing to help and yet not condemn me. So
Wow.
that's very, very important. Okay. So 2.5 years later, bro,
Mm.
somewhere early 2014,
Mm.
we started a men's program, the one I was talking about, where my wife said, go and sign up.
Correct.
Uh, this men's program was focusing on recovery. So like, wow, it's amazing because the pastor who's leading it,
Mm.
he actually prepared a manual, and the contents, there are four things in that manual which just struck a chord. First, number one, in that manual or in that program
Mm.
that he was going to run, he spoke about his own recovery journey. Like, who does that? Right? He
Correct.
spoke about his own journey of healing. And then number two, he spoke about, or he shared about neuroscientific and psychological explanation of the addiction cycle.
Mm.
Wow,
That's
how about
crazy.
that?
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Three, how our behavior, this was tough for me in the beginning, how our behavior was linked to generational patterns. That means my grandfather may have done it, something like that. My father would have. So there is a generational pattern which I struggle with, but I realize it's true. And
Wow.
finally, how God, number 4, through his spirit, just like how he created us, he can also heal us like how he created us the first time, going back to the original design. So these 4 things, like, wow, so I just knew it. The right time, the right place, the right people, you know, here is my original design as a man, and how my healing journey actually is to bring me back to that original place, that good place, that innocent place, not to just wash my wound, but to bring me back to a woundless, almost like no wound, like that. Yeah, that's my journey, Josh.
Wow. It's intense, lah, bro. Wow, man, like crazy, bro. So instead of like just putting band-aid on, literally this whole process of healing and restoration happened when you were part of a group, lah, bro. Basically, can you do this by yourself, or memang you have to have a group, or how does it work, bro?
Okay, I'm going to say it's flat on the face. Okay, bro. You cannot get healed by yourself. No way. You can disagree with me, but no way you can get healed by yourself. Period.
Yep.
It's like what, imagine you're
Mm.
watching gym videos. Gym videos,
Yep.
like the jazz aerobics and all that.
Mm.
Okay, so imagine watching gym videos by yourself, no accountability, no social understanding, just loneliness yourself and continued depression because you're doing it by yourself.
Mm.
So 1 year later, you think you have hit the gym, but then you still have not lost weight. Okay,
Okay.
that is not that's getting healed by yourself.
Yep.
So nothing like going to the gym, meeting people, getting involved in group fitness, nothing like that. That's so
Mm.
interesting. That's so refreshing. Okay. So I
Mm.
have since 2014, I've always, since 2014, this is about 7 years now, I've
Mm.
always been in a group of men or brothers, we call them. I am accountable to, I need to be accountable first. Okay. I need to tell them, look, of course, it gets better. The healing recovery is very good, but there's a lot of years left of recovery. So I'm accountable to them. Even the smallest thing, I tell them. So that's one. I also lead a group of men, of other men.
Mm.
So the group of men that I lead, various age groups, between early 20s, late teens, all the way to their 70s. I want you guys to listen to this. Porn addiction doesn't go away when you are married or when you get old or when you become a pastor. Okay? It doesn't
Wow.
go away, right? In
Mm.
fact, it can get worse when you are married or older. Okay, Josh?
Yo, bro. Feel my head is gonna explode, lah, bro. Yeah, this is it's
Susah a bit.
the Uza chill a bit. Bro, so what are the some of the? I mean, you said. I mean, there's the need for support group and all that. Bro, can you give like one practical example of, let's say, for example, of you facing something, and then you tell your support group, and how they actually help you, and how is that necessary, lah, bro? The community, the band of brothers you're talking about.
Okay, Josh, allow me to quote a Bible verse.
Can
I
sure.
know there are listeners who are not Christians here,
Mm.
but this is our principle in dealing with recovery.
Yep.
Okay. So there's a verse that goes like this in the New Testament, James 5:16. Therefore, confess your sins to one another and pray for each other. Some
Yep.
translation says, pray for each other so your healing comes swiftly, quickly,
Mm.
so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. So this is the biblical principle we apply. Okay.
Yep.
So
Mm.
what has this verse got to do with us today in the 21st century, dealing with porn addiction and recovery?
Mm.
Okay. See, the support groups confessing to one another, the support groups are highly confidential,
Oh,
right?
okay.
We cannot tell our wives also sometimes, our girlfriends, look, I actually watched porn. I told the guys, we cannot even do that. That's how confidential the groups, the accountability groups are. Okay. But at the same time, you need to be vulnerable,
Mm.
right? You see, you cannot be in a group without some level of confession. You cannot go in the group and you are the one who's listening and not saying anything.
Mm-mm.
uh, you need to start talking about simple things like simple things simple things like sexual fantasies of other women,
Mm.
apart from your spouse if you're married.
Wow.
Okay,
Okay.
you might think it's no big deal, but actually it's a big deal.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
time spent on internet pornography, is it 1 hour a day or is it 10 minutes a day? So the idea is to get you lessen your addiction and use your mind for beautiful things rather than destructive things. Okay,
Mm.
so
Mm.
it's like a check-in group lah, to help you gain victory over addiction over a period of time,
Okay.
right? Yeah, very important. Accountability, confidentiality, and vulnerability, three important keys from James 5:16.
Wow. Awesome, man. How about your personal struggles against porn, bro?
Okay. Um, it may sound contradictory, but there are two sides of the same coin. I'm glad you asked that question,
Yep.
because we can go for so many support groups, we can watch so many, we can even meet psychotherapists or psychologists and all, and get healing. But there are some personal decisions we have to make. Okay, you see, the support groups promote group accountability,
Mm.
but your personal decisions, the things that you do and say every day to yourself,
Mm.
is in parallel to the group healing. So the group brings a certain kind of unseen healing, right? James 5:16. And you cannot see the healing. So
Mm.
you're talking to this man, you're confessing, they're praying for you, and then you are praying for them. So there's an exchange and receive and giving. So your neural pathway is being set in a way. In the secret place where no one sees, you need to make personal decision, because there are seen healing that you need to have also. So there's unseen healing in the group, and there's seen healing. So what are the seen healing that you need to experience or receive as a man in recovery mode?
Mm.
Is simple things like, uh, you need to make practical efforts, like put a safe search on your laptop. You've got a tendency to watch porn on your laptop, so put safe search on. So even if you type, say, sex or nude celebrities, for example. Okay,
Mm.
so I'm being very raw, huh?
Okay.
So those things, when you type in, safe search will block it, right?
Okay. Okay.
Now, how do you know that you are severely addicted? When you, after 1 week, 1 day, you switch off safe search. You know that is the severity of your addiction if you switch off safe search. Safe search is one method, right? Another method you can do is practice this bouncing, what we call bouncing your eyeball. Meaning, when you go to social media, Instagram and Facebook or Twitter or anything, there might be very rude images of women. Okay, these women, uh, uh, that's another topic for another day. There are
Mm.
women who find identity in their looks.
Yep.
Like we say, find identity in God.
Mm.
These women find, so they sometimes they expose themselves, they show a lot of flesh. So our job is not to say, they're showing what? Let me see lah. That's not our response. Our response is, that is somebody's daughter, that is somebody's sister. I need to bounce my eyes, because it's like I commit a certain kind of, let's say, I'm worshiping that flesh. So
Mm.
we are called not to worship things, but worship God. So if you are looking at something very rude or vulgar, bounce your eyes off, take your eyes off that image of,
Mm.
it's like you need to come to a place where you feel guilty lah. Looking at a girl like that, this is somebody's daughter, this is somebody's wife, this is somebody's sister, mother. You need to have that conviction, not even guilty, conviction lah. I don't want to see that. Turn away,
Mm.
flee away, right? And things like, not certain practical things like not browsing the internet in the nighttime. Don't watch Netflix alone in the nighttime.
Mm.
Netflix, because if suddenly you watch something, you want to pause it and watch something, it's possible. Don't watch Netflix. I don't watch Netflix at night. Right? I only
Oh,
watch with my wife. I
oh,
don't
serious,
watch.
bro? Like you don't
Yeah.
watch Netflix at night?
I don't watch alone. If I watch a good movie. So that's my practical, my practice,
Wow.
scene healing. I'm, you know, I've been doing that a long time. It works. It helps. Okay. I don't watch alone, and I don't go on the internet alone, dark. No way I'm going on the internet. So what I do is like in my office now, my house, I work from home. I face my laptop that my children, my wife can see what I'm doing.
Mm, okay,
So these
okay.
are all practical things. While the group is helping you to find unseen healing, you are also helping yourself to receive the seen healing that God allows you, that new neural pathway. Lah. Yeah,
So basically, these are personal, practical decisions that you make, lah, bro.
yeah,
Right? Okay, at home and all that, and then of course you're accountable to the group as well. So there's the group helping you, and also personally, you are also being responsible for the decisions that you're making behind the four walls at your home. Right, bro?
yeah,
People cannot
yeah.
see, like for example, putting the laptop in the hall where, let's say you're not married, you're living with your family, where your parents are there,
Mhm.
everybody's moving about, you can actually just do your work there. So even if you feel tempted, straight away that thought, hey, listen, there's people, yes, I better not, go and search any, weird
Mm.
stuff lah. Something like that, bro.
Yeah. So if your father, mother buys for you, say you're a teenager, your father, mother buys for your laptop or desktop, and it's in your room,
Yep.
and you know you have tendency, leave the room door open.
Mm. Right, right.
If you're closing your room door, then you know, hey, I got an addiction. Lah. If you're
Mm.
closing your room door, then you need to tell yourself, hey, that is an addiction pattern. Hiding.
Mm.
Want to fight it? Be practical. Open the room door. Leave the room door open. Use your laptop PC with the room door open.
I see, I see.
Hmm. That will save you and your future.
That's so true. Thanks, Asam. Those are some very brilliant, very practical tips, lah, bro. Very, very very, very useful, I believe, even for myself and I think our viewers. Hello, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the talk just now because I did. Stay tuned for part 2 that is coming to you very, very soon. Have a great day.